Business Link is a free business advice and support service available online and through local advisors. They can provide access to the information, advice and support you need to start a new business or maintain and grow an existing one. We asked Steve Redding why and how they help local businesses.
Well, Business Link exists to help grow the local economy, stimulate the economy and to improve business performance.
And how do you go about doing that?
We can do from simple business health checks, where we'll do a one-to-one with businesses. Secondly, we can go out and visit suppliers as well, where we can do a more in-depth health check with them. There are something like 300 businesses that we work with in depth every year. There are 8,800 businesses on our database for the island, and we worked with about a third of them last year, from a light touch to a more in-depth touch with them.
Nearly every aspect of our business we've involved on Business Link. From when we've employed staff, we use their website to create their terms of employment, because there's literally a questionnaire you can go through and it generates a whole, it's like a contract but it's a written statement of terms of employment. They helped advise us on the formation of the company. So yeah, they're kind of incorporated into every aspect of the business side of our business. As we've grown as a business, we've obviously become more independent and got our structures, but they're always there in the background. And as I say, every year they do come in and they say, you know, how is it getting on? Do you want to meet up and have a review, or you might be interested in this, or give you a call as well. So we know they're there, they're always in the background, and they're also still taking care of us, which is good.
I looked at Business Link at least 18 years ago when we first started in the exercise industry, but primarily with our new business here. It's been about 3 years ago. We were looking to move from our old studio down by the rugby club at Sandown, and it's quite a big jump to a place like this size, and I needed some impartial advice so I could bounce some ideas off of financially and also about the running of the business. We're still working now on an updated business plan and cash flows. He's working with me at the moment to hopefully take this another step further.
Well, I started Red Tie Theatre. I was running a voluntary acting class at my weekends, and I was working as a full-time teacher, and it grew very, very quickly. And to cut a long story short, I eventually gave up my teaching job to concentrate on red tie workshops and building the business. I had the students who wanted to learn, and I had the skills, the teaching skills, but I had no idea how to set up a business. And I got in contact with Business Link, and they just talked through everything that I'd have to do, from the type of insurance that I would need to where I could look for funding, and you know, and pitfalls, all those sorts of things. So they gave me a lot of help in the early days. I think the most useful thing is being put in contact with other people who are starting their own businesses, and sharing ideas with them. You know, things that I thought was a good idea, other people said, well, no, I tried that, that didn't work, and have you thought about this? And also the marketing side of it. Were people saying, well, you know, I've set up my own website, and getting me in touch with people that could help me do that. So all those sorts of things were really, really useful.
We have 5 advisors on the Isle of Wight, all live on the Isle of Wight, and all know Isle of Wight businesses pretty well, and the local economy too.
And what sort of experience do they bring to the party?
Oh, wide variety of experience, from supply chain issues through to marketing, through to environmental issues. If anybody's interested in doing ISO, we can help specifically with ISO as well. And we also have some manufacturing experience as well amongst our advisors.
Do you work with any particular type of business, or are you open to business for everybody?
We are open to business for everybody. Anybody that is registered as a business, whether you're a sole trader or you're a limited company, if you employ less than 249 people, Business Link is here to help you.
And is there any particular type of advice that island businesses seem to need the most?
Most of it is about growing the business, really. The island is very much a service-based economy. Probably over a third of the businesses on the island are either in retail, care, or in the hospitality industry. So we will help them in a number of ways, and we can sort of really get down and help them individually.
Do you work with any other organisations to provide a network of advice?
Oh, there's quite a significant network on the island, really. From the Chamber of Commerce, we work quite closely with them. We will work with Manufacturing Advisory Service, UK Trade and Investment, if you're interested in exporting. We can work with them to help you grow your exports. We also have an innovation service as well. So if you're inventing something or you want to know how to patent something, we can specifically help with that as well.
What's the biggest business sector on the island?
The most common size are the very small businesses, sole trader up to about 5 employees. Probably about 70% of the island businesses fall into that category.
And are the statistics for success and failure the same as they are sort of across the nation?
Not significantly different for the island, I'm pleased to say. We reckon that of business startups in the first year, the end of the first year, there's probably about 90% still going. By the end of 3 years, sadly, it's down to about 50%, and that's pretty much a national average.
And what do you think is the biggest factor in a business failing?
Biggest contributor is a business plan. We would urge people thinking of going into business, people who are in business, to have a business plan. If you don't have a business plan, it's almost like you're planning to fail.
The last year's been difficult for everybody. Have you seen many island businesses failing?
Oh, fortunately, we haven't seen a significant increase in business failures. Up until the Vestas announcement, we in fact thought, as far as the Isle of Wight was concerned, what recession, really? I think we may see more difficult times ahead as people have less money in the pockets, but overall it's about cash flow.
What's the biggest business sector on the island?
Business sector which probably takes the most in terms of money and employees is the service sector, and this covers a whole gambit, right from retail right through to the care industry and to the hospitality industry. Agriculture is still very important on the Isle of Wight. There is a local demand for local produce, and quite sadly a number of farmers are finding it increasingly difficult to survive, mostly because your average size of a farm on the island is probably a lot less than it is on the mainland, so they do find it a little more difficult.
And tourism presumably still remains incredibly important to the island.
It's vital to the island. It's probably the most important sector of the island economy. There is definitely a growth in tourism to be seen on the island. This may be specialist tourism. This may be a question of making your bed and breakfast, your guest accommodation, your hotel significantly different and adding value.
Well, I've been using BusinessLink for 20 odd years. And I think when I first started, it was very difficult when you don't know anything about the business side of it. And, you know, I really did feel that I needed help. And I think I just got recommended by somebody, I think it was on the Hotel Association at the time. And to be honest, I found BusinessLink's advice invaluable.
Is there one piece of advice you can give somebody thinking of starting a business?
If you're thinking of starting a business, my first piece of advice would be to come and talk to BusinessLink. We can help provide you with the startup advice and knowledge. We run startup courses and workshops which are free of charge, which give you all the basic skills that you will need to start and grow your business.
Sounds like very good advice.
My second piece of advice would be to write your business plan.